A new week's begun, so it's edition of CNN 10. You are where you here, so thank you for watching. I'm Carl Azus. First story in our lineup today is the death of the leader of infamous terrorist group. Since 2014, news organizations around the world have done a lot of reporting on ISIS. It's an acronym for Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, and that's what it wanted to create. New country and theocracy in the Middle East based on ISIS's strict interpretation of Islam. ISIS was a violent group, murdering scores of people didn't share belief. And while it existed years before 2014, that was the year it took control of large part of Iraq and Syria. 24 ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi declared himself to be the leader over all the world's 1.5 billion Muslims, so that claim was rejected by many Muslims worldwide. Between then and now, ISIS lost its territory in Iraq and Syria. As the international report to fighting ramped up, the United States led a coalition of group of countries in targeting ISIS fighters, and in March of this year, ISIS had fallen with the defeat of the last stronghold in Syria. That doesn't mean everyone who fought for the terrorist group is dead. In April, Islamic State released the video that it said contained a new message from al-Baghdadi. That was the first time it's been seen in more 5 years. But on Sunday morning, US President Donald Trump said al-Baghdadi had been killed. A brutal Trump says al-Baghdadi killed himself after becoming trapped on the tunnel. An American leader thanks several other countries and Kurdish fighters in Syria for the help with the mission, while U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper called al-Baghdadi's death a devastating blow to ISIS. America's another nation said they'd stay on guard against the next terrorist leaders to appear. 10-second trivia. Who is the current U.S. Treasury Secretary? Jack Lew, Kathleen Sebelius, Wilbur Ross, or Stephen Mnuchin? The role is currently filled by Stephen Mnuchin, the nation of 77 Secretary of One role of Secretary Mnuchin's department is to manage America's public debt, the amount of money U.S. government owes to other government groups, investors, or businesses. Right now, the number stands at $20 trillion. The thing that makes the number grow is the defection when the government spends more money than takes in. And Americans been doing that for centuries. The only time in history it didn't have a national debt was in 1835 under President Andrew Jackson. On Friday, the gap between what the government spends and what it takes in reached $984 billion for a 12 months period ending in September. That's its biggest gap since 2012 when it been exceeding $1 trillion for several years. But if U.S. trade deficits with other countries continue, and if global growth slows down as many analysts expect this, the U.S. deficit could exceed $1 trillion once again next year. Why is it so high? Secretary Mnuchin says wasteful government spending needs to be cut. Also, the tax cuts were passed in 2017 reduced the government's revenue. But when you're looking at the debt and the deficit, the causes, the numbers are always in flux.